runter, ja, aber hoch.
Ja, eigentlich müssen aber von da aus hoch, wird mir gesagt. Ja. Ansonsten fragen Sie mal Mitarbeiter, der müsste das eigentlich raus sagen. There must be some stuff from us. Yeah, but you have to go on there. Just there. I'm not allowed to test you here. Yeah, but you have to. Just up there. Yeah, but I don't not allowed to. Yeah, but I'm not allowed. Sorry. Just ask there, then you can just upstairs from there. It's the same way, no, this cannot here.
Kamalashila have a very big role because this is the seat of not just in Germany, I think the whole Europe.
nachher. Ich komme sowieso nur, wenn, dann hier dran vorbei. Ich finde, das passt nicht zu der Veranstaltung. Mitgefühl grenzenlos, und die 2 Meter habe ich nicht klar. Also, was ist das denn? Ja, toll, tolle Sache. Wo ist denn Ihre Chefin? Frage ich die gerade.
다들 이제 도마라들이야 나발랭게 상원라 마루들이 주기
首先要跟大家说一声早安。
Good morning. Good morning. Maybe I should learn some German. A little bit. Then next time, French. Oh, it's too much. Spanish not too much.
或许我应该多学一些德文，不过这样的话，以后我要学法语，要学西班牙语，哇，那太多了。
他弟弟아주 대 weekend什么的 weekend 선주 둔다긴 주 weekend 对吧 사뱀 받으니 말아 단 니까래야 되네 좀 된데 고모 민주 받은 제백이 토네 나네 나발린 게 소래야 딱 가서지 모두 잘 붙으지 대선이 민주주의 왕국을 선이 셔
那这个周末会给予大家一些不动佛相关的介绍跟课程，在明天早上会给予的是不动佛的灌顶。
다리디 민주바디 ahora 저도 네 다디 가장 고도 주변의 신기 악쇼비아 사디 벽에 나눌 교류들 산에 미규바 민주바스 이제 교회하래
不动佛呢，在藏语里面来讲，当初翻译过来的时候，它有翻译成不动，也有翻译成无嗔。
아니 다들 민주바 다 가상 konuşuyorlar 신기 지 immovable 사람 근데 규르샤 다들 오늘 코랑 편다 지 참선에 immovable 슬라비나 지 구조자매들 can move 다들 지금이냐 다 디기 드린 두상엔 다 민주백 가라 가지고 상계 민주버사의 컨디션 통마 제대로 총바 다디 총림 거야 모든도 수비네 아무도 좀 정도
就像在昨天有提到，有时候当我们听到是不动的时候，就会理解可能误解为他是不是身体是不动的，总是不动的这样的一尊佛，其实并不是这个意思。所以我想接下来会简单介绍一下这个不动佛或者说无嗔佛，它最开始的一些源流，它的一些历史。
다들량 지딘 감다 미지 지딘 감 동수미 동침부 다 말들은 망고시다 시 초스케면 지지는 고수비다 다 동수미 동도 봐 유셔지도 다 디네 에네 직딩이 감 원버가에 신감사지 다 디네 좋아서 아주 직딩이 감 디네 샤초스 아니 직딩이 감 원버가에 직딩 감지랴 원버가에 신사 그렇지 총무래 디네 좋아서
首先呢，在我们这样的一个世界的东方，它还有一个净土，叫做现喜净土。
Pure realm that is known as Abhirati, the realm of pure joy. So this is considered to be the Eastern pure realm.
제가 다 alien 차로치도 alien close 제가 가서 사는 시 Akshobhya Buddha 제자디 어디 지디니까 오버가वे 신시 저 될래야 응 대베주나 상계 전체무시죠 다 전체무시 믹시무시로 전체무시죠 되지 충분해서
And it is said that a long time ago, in this Eastern pure realm of Abhirati, there was a Buddha known as Buddha Big Eyes. Big Eyes.
상계 전체무기 once upon a time somewhere 다지 뒤주지리야 아니지 공기 추이 콜로야 거르지다지 코르망부지리야 추이 콜로 거르지 슈베 겁리야 딩지 추이 콜로 거르지 슈가 드네 코란 추이 콜로 거르세 나네 갤론직 ane sangelea galonji ane sangelea da mise da condition des
So this Buddha Big Eyes, was turning many wheels of Dharma in this pure realm of Abhirati, and on one occasion in which he was turning the wheel of Dharma, i.e. teaching, then a bhikshu, a fully ordained monk, stood from among the retinue that was receiving the teachings and asked this Buddha a special question.
다 공기 끈지 쉬야디 된다데 가르쳐야 알았잖아 아니 전주 선바지 그런 전주가 줘봐 냠소 라네 에너지 전주가 남리야 라베 겁리야 다 개치슈는 거지 그런 냠소 레야도 버지다 다 간다 매도 미중외 냠레도 개치슈리 가르레스 근데 제 건디슈
And the question that this bhikshu asked the Buddha Big Eyes was as follows. When training on the path of enlightenment, what is the most important quality? What is the most important practice to train in? What is the one practice or quality that is truly indispensable for the path?
다 딜라 상게 렌데 가라사나다 전주 세마 전주 그베 남리아 럼네 전주 제발의 수배 걸려야 다 개치슈르디 아니 세배 고자 지 세배게 세바 템보여야 되지 다 너랑 고자 아몬드 근데 고자 템보 고자 스타보 근데 예번은 식지 세바 지健康嘅 랑게 지 이제做的 牛嘛 탐지 디나는 게 시당 라 쇠도 봐 다들 이제 쇠배 고자 템버 주고 하대 개체 모르겠어 근데 내 남래
And the Buddha's answer to this question was, when training on the path of enlightenment, when training in the conduct of bodhi, the conduct of awakening, the most important quality is to have the firm armor of patience in place. One's patience needs to be stable to the same degree that excellent armor is impenetrable. So the Buddha said that this is the quality that is most important. To have patience that is unassailable, that cannot be disturbed by any mental affliction, and especially from among all the mental afflictions, one needs to have patience that will not be moved by aggression or anger. So this was his answer to the question.
상기 젠침벽이 딱 결론될 렌트지 남부 인두산의 대기 결론될 인스파이어 차체 권리하다 집에 심쇼를 좀 진제 안에 결론되기 상기티 군준리아 안에 다 드리는 소대 안에 지상마예가 봐도 심진 때 순저지린 비냐 아니지 컨트롤의 삼바당 시당의 삼바 기민체 근데 다지 미기회 기민체 근데 담제 첨부 그렇지 담제 첨부 샤브임래.
At the time of listening to the Buddha's answer, the bhikshu who had asked the question became very inspired. He became very encouraged by these words of the Buddha, and in the presence of the Buddha made a very strong vow, a strong commitment or pledge. He said, "From today onward, until I attain Buddhahood, I will not hold any intention or aggression toward any sentient being, no matter who they are." So he made this very strong pledge in the presence of the Buddha at that time.
지단다 전주 셈에서 통말 전주초도 셈기 셈제 탐지 상다 저 상계 살아고이 셈제 탐지 단도나지 대지 터두기 대화를 고이 삼배 된데 탐자 지다 샤고요 전주 셈하다 대 샤베는 안고 전주 셈에 인병권도부터 뒤주고요 봐 전주 셈바 사디 전주초도 셈 통말 그 뒤개비네 뒤뒤고 다 된기 전주 셈바로 쳐요 봐 전주 셈바 차던 곳들이 줘요 근데 인도 ane tadadi galondigi kapdidu sangi jenshenbu dundu 안 토머 전주셔도 투게 대다 냠도 다 말람 망보지 답지 말람 다지 감자 첨보 말람 첨보 망보지 답나 다 디나는 개치슈디 다다 말람 당보디 근데네 전주 마도에 봐도 지 심지 술이야 지 컨트롤 삼바다 세당에 삼바 게 미치제 담자나디 다 고랑게 말람디 망보지에 나네 아 다디나는 지 말람데 개치슈에도 붙이당 말람 텔라데네 고 민주바사데 말람 텔라데네 민주바사지 드림래
Generally speaking, it is the case for all bodhisattvas that they begin their path, their journey as a bodhisattva proper, by making a strong wish for enlightenment, by engendering the heart of bodhicitta, the wish for full awakening, the intention to establish all sentient beings in the state of Buddhahood, the intention to establish all sentient beings in the state of ultimate happiness. So it applies equally for all bodhisattvas that that's really giving rise to this intention and pledge is the true beginning of their career, as it were, or their identity as a bodhisattva. So it is the same in the case of this bhikshu who asked the Buddha Big Eyes this question and was inspired by his response. But the distinction here was that from among the many aspirations he made at that time, from among the many enlightened or altruistic intentions that he set and pledges that he made, the most important of them all, for him, the strongest one from among them all, was this intention, aspiration, and pledge that he made not to hold on to or give rise to any intention of anger or aggression towards any sentient being. And so for this reason, since that was the foremost from among all of the aspirations and pledges that he made, he became later on the Buddha who would be known as the Buddha Akshobhya, the undisturbed Buddha.
당부 뭐라면 전부 게 지다버려. 다 디나네 당부디 다 고시원의 신 심 시당 심 조금인사 뭐라면 뜻. 데 뭐라면 뜻 윈주사네. 급디디 상계 군준이에 되다 개론다 다다 코르망부 여러봐. 구수 상물로 된 딕스베 된 원서 전부 게 다 지기 질이야. 다 소소 질이에 믿는데요. 단디 오늘 갤론디 셈 오늘 셈바 템포 쉬우지 셈다 쳐보 셈바 템포 쉬우지 오늘은 민주바 셈 민주바 셈 미요와 셈 템포 할래버신도 자다 지기지를 셴 근데 급디디 상계 전신 군주 미상을 다디 고랑기 말람데라 배 제수 일하와 첨부게 다나 신기 원서 첨부게 다데 지기지를 셴 전에 드르셴 다간다 민주바사디 기제디 디급디 두산다디 그러다지 자상으로지 고르상으로는야 차대예요 그러시더니 총은
when this bhikshu stood up in the presence of the Buddha and the entire retinue gathered at that time and made these pledges and commitments not to hold on to any or espouse any aggressive or angry intention toward any sentient being, the retinue, the members of the retinue that were present at that time, all began to feel a great sense of awe and wonder and appreciation toward the steadfast commitment of this bodhisattva. They began talking to one another like turning to the person next to them, for example, and saying things like, "Wow, this bodhisattva, this monk, rather, wow, this monk really has a steadfast resolve. He's very decisive. He seems to be so stable in his mental outlook, so unmoving. This is really amazing." So this type of talk started at that very time. Descriptions of this individual as having the quality of steadfastness, a quality of being undisturbed, a quality of being immovable, and so forth. So these adjectives that correspond in many ways of the meaning of the name Akshobhya started to reverberate at that very time.
Maybe we can say he got the idea. Taina Sangel got the ideas and Kensarato. Taina Chavaskim. Takanda Tinji Cornalda, Minjubasa, Ming, or Minjubas Redoasach, Kitchen Mawachum in Zam. Digi Sangi Jenshimbu and a Gelontel. Takurang on a sim. Tempostandos, Minjobastandos. The name Dusane, T. Gunsela Dene, and Tirini Sonde, Jorasan Majegibado, Joranga Mingdi, and Minjubanes. Joranga Minjubet Hamjadi, and Tirini Sonde, Manyabachene, San Majegibado. That's a Geba. Geba time ever to Malaya, then the Tinder Tamjet and Manyabachendos, Motun Chine, and San Majebado, Joran Minjubanes. San Gesaneja, Jorata, Minjubanes. The Indusanata, Koran, Kashreji, San Then Minjubasad, did you show me?
And the Buddha Big Eyes, who was present at that time, also echoed this praise of the brave bhikshu who had risen from among the assembly and made these commitments. He said to the bhikshu, "You have a very stable mind. You are undisturbed. You are unflappable. And from this time onward, you shall be known as Akshobhya. Your name will be Akshobhya, and from now until the time you attain Buddhahood, your commitment not to express aggression to any sentient being will not decline. And therefore, at the time of you being on the path, you are Akshobhya, and after you attain Buddhahood, you will also be Akshobhya."
this tone. That you understand, Minju Basade, and this Chuma. That is Chungrim did to share. That the name, that the that Sanga Nalolia, Sanga Gikalia, that Minjuba, Miki Basade, Yonguar. That is all the Chigi, Sanga Nalolia, some that. The 5 Buddha families are the Jawaringas are the young little. That is an Mijuba de Rigi. That is an young Sanga Lame Gablia and Mijuba the Zodi the 2 Sangatam Jig. She got 2 king or Chunjanochi. The chatting on this. Then the cup did you stand the Minchuba Sadelia? The shady, Tangi Kondishuan, that teacher or Chondrum Rich ready. Cup did you the Jose Saban Rich. The Miguba that Sanga Lameka, the Minchuba Sad city, Shirarang, Yunguamar, that's all the Miguba Sad city, which mountain. That decalia Miguba Sadi, Chuni Guamebe. 상가탑 지식 지금 투구 주니다 요매 된다. 근데지 주제를 붙이는 지식도 다들이 뭐 이제 deeper level somewhat 주제.
And then in terms of the teachings of the secret Mantrayana, there are references to such states of fruition as the ground of Akshobhya, or the undisturbed ground. And similarly, when the secret Mantrayana presents the teachings on the 5 Buddha families, Akshobhya is often one of the Buddhas in that, who appears in that 5-fold presentation. Furthermore, in the Anuttara, or highest yoga teachings of Tantra, Akshobhya is invoked as the principle who represents the enlightened mind of Buddhahood. So from among the qualities of enlightened body, speech, and mind, so forth, Akshobhya is invoked to illustrate the qualities of enlightened mind, the essence of the enlightened mind. And in this tantric context, the principle of Akshobhya is emphasized in a bit more of a profound way than in the common teachings. So in the secret Mantrayana context, we mentioned before that there were 2 main translations of Akshobhya into Tibetan, one being Mitrukpa, undisturbed, and the other being Mikyöpa, unmoving. And in the tantric context, we don't see the term Mitrukpa, or undisturbed, being used very often. In the tantric context, it is mostly the term Mikyöpa, or unmoving, unmoved, what have you, that we see most often. And in this tantric context, this term Mikyöpa, unmoving, unmoved, is used to describe or illustrate the changeless dharmata, the changeless true nature of reality. So as we can see, this usage of Mikyöpa or Akshobhya is speaking to a little bit of a deeper level of reality.
Ta di ju gawla, kriya gawla. Ta Buddha family said ke kala khawse ta ina kusung ji zo di gui ri de kechim sha de. Gui ri de. Ta dine ya sondu zane nenjur gyu gawla. Nenjur gyu gawla ta phaji di sung di kechim sha de man. Karasana. Nenjur gyu gawla ya longju zugu number nanze di kechim zugu. Ta longju zugu de en da ji sung gi 정신을 차대요. 다 드네야 루두산에 내줄라메 가라 차르 루두산에 토디 계신 차대지. 다 드르 차대요. 세상다 공슈는 신게. 아니 미규바디 안 야와담지기 토 니즈메베 이시 료메베 춘제 드르 받지 차대 유스래.
When we talk about the classes of Tantra in the Vajrayana, we're talking about a progressive sequence whereby as we move from the lower classes to the higher classes of Tantra, we make a connection in a more subtle and subtle way, in more subtler ways. In progressively more subtle ways with the true nature of reality. And we relate to practices that are of the nature of greater and greater degrees of subtlety. So in terms of the journey of the four tantras, we start with the Kriya Tantra, or the action Tantra. At that time, I think that we can say that enlightened form is one of the foremost qualities. Then when we get all the way after that, Kriya is Charya or conduct Tantra, and then after that is the Yoga Tantra. So at the level of Yoga Tantra, it seems that enlightened speech is the foremost quality. Enlightened speech is connected with the Sambhogakaya, and in particular the Sambhogakaya form of Vairocana. So speech and Sambhogakaya, enlightened speech and Sambhogakaya are very much connected. And so that's the main qualities that are highlighted at the stage of Yoga Tantra. Then at the level of highest Yoga Tantra or Anuttara Yoga Tantra, then mind becomes the foremost quality, the enlightened mind. And as was mentioned before, Akshobhya, at that stage or in that context, represents or illustrates the non-dual wisdom of the enlightened mind of Buddhahood.
저 낙급들이야. 다지 고금디 심지 드실 겨우이나 다다디 다데 망보지 야완 까마고를 주로반 다 제뇽에 망보지 알아요. 아 가시 제 먼저보이네 다들지 다 잡아야봤잖아 다도 지 디즈 셈타니 보여 망보지 용디 알아요. 제가 까마베 되지 야완 주로베게 치게래야 누저를 배워qab리야 black crown ceremony 망보지 나와. 제 디토네 다지 잡아야되는 망보지 타요. 제가 black crown 사디 다다디 미규 얘들 시야야 근데 미규 봐 대단 잡아야 되지 자대가 알아서
I think that there are many people here who met His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And there may be more people still of those assembled here who, even though they had not met the 16th Karmapa, feel some type of close connection with him and hold him closely in their heart. As many of you know, the 16th Karmapa traveled to many different countries in the world and performed the black crown ceremony in these countries. And the black crown ceremony, I think, is especially connected to the Buddha Akshobhya.
지난다 별 넘시 장원 인사现代们这的근데 비 준사나 때네 야가르기 엄마 럽존라 때 샤무시다야 말어 차와침으로 다이는 별 넘시 장원에서 샤무 계심으로 봐 안데 드린 주사네 샤무 망고요 왔다 별 추규 수수의 샤무람을 망고다 참참 아주 추규 망고 다음에 냠돈 좀베걸 gathering 체베걸 딱 아주 미리 샤무람을 그거는 참장에 정도 네티브 상황 좀 되면 그렇지 네티브 좀 담을 그냥 도가 작로 주셔가 파지 담을 드릴 소지 제가 가서 아주 샤무 단 담을 막 가도 담을 입 담을 나서 줘야죠 다디안 시제 차는다 별 넘시 장의 인자 대균제되는 샤모도 계시면 다 디토리아 지 주유수수기 라마수수기 다 이제 다 가르쳐요 지 상하기 냠내 체백으로 천자도 천재해야 돼 개좀 차대요 봐 근데 인도산은 천재도 천재 진짜 곧 준비했다네 다 샤모 소단 잡는 방법 알았어
In general, the weather in Tibet is very cold, especially cold, uniquely cold. And because of that condition of weather, it seems to be the case that, especially because of this condition of the way that the climate was in Tibet, there arose a tradition in Tibetan Buddhism of the lamas wearing many different kinds of hats, and the ordained Sangha wearing many different kinds of hats. Whereas in India, you didn't see the ordained Sangha wearing many hats because, generally speaking, the weather is quite hot in India. But in Tibet, there arose a tradition of different Dharma traditions, various teachers and Dharma traditions wearing different types of hats. And there arose a great variety in the different types of hats that were worn. And so it came to be the case that when there was an assembly of teachers and monks from many different Dharma traditions all coming together, then they would all don their own special hats from their own unique lineages and sublineages and so forth. And you'd have this great gathering of a wide variety of different hats coming together. And it would sometimes look like a grand native gathering with all of the different headdresses and so forth. So the hats would have all kinds of different colors and all kinds of different shapes. And the original reason for the usage of these hats in such ceremonial ways or ritual contexts was the cold weather of Tibet, but it later developed to be something that was employed as a ritual implement by the various teachers and lineages of Tibetan Buddhism. And this practice then became incorporated into the Vajrayana practice of employing symbolism of different types of visual appearances to represent different types of spiritual qualities. So there came into play this important connection between symbols and symbolized qualities, the relationship between the symbol and that which is symbolized.
제가 까마비데 우셔디 통마르 까마비 두숨케 베까네 존대비지레샤 두숨케 베까네 고나 줘야되지 이내 두숨케 베까라 우셔디 the design de not so good maybe 딱 고나 수셔샤지로 it's not the black crown ceremony 제베가 that this 제본으로 직본으로 저러 근데 요즘에 다 이내 뒤뒤에 해야 되시래샤 지당 다디 아주 폐기라 더 샤나보스 근데 라고 요아르데 이내 된도 샤팅나지 마도베 나고나게 하지 마이버
In terms of the black crown of the Karmapas, the tradition of having a hat associated with the Karmapas was present from the time of the first Karmapa, Tusum Khenpa, onward. But the design of the hat or crown of Tusum Khenpa was maybe not so good, or something that doesn't resemble exactly the black crown that is used that became famous as part of the black crown ceremonies. So that design came later on, but the presence of the hat or crown as a feature of the Karmapa attire and tradition was present from the time of Tusum Khenpa onward. In colloquial language, we refer to this crown as the black hat, but really, it is a dark blue shade, a dark blue hue. It's not completely black.
드네이드 다디 우셔대단데 미규바데 민주 악셔베야 제바칸데 쳐가르선 당기 고도 주바는 신기 미규바사데 직상아 나로레 조디 겨와 탐지게데 투기人心 存세르지 투 교화매베 다지 춘이 순세르도 쳐여베 인두사네 단 교화매바데 카도나 입지기 교화매바데다 첨버체고로 더쇼 루체고로 다데 제고두사네 다 남카디 지 지데만 남제지 교화매베기 다 춘세르지 루사나 남카도데 다 라바르도 미세 페르지 남게 카도데 very deep blue no jorba na 드린 두산 디균zem데네 and 춘인 교화매바 춘세 제도 다 저기 다 deep blue has tendency sharing sare and then
So if you ask how is the crown of the Karmapas connected with Akshobhya, then we go back to the comment that I made before that said that Akshobhya symbolizes, or is a principle that is invoked to represent the enlightened mind of the Buddhas, which is unchanging dharmata, the enlightened wisdom of the Buddhas, which is the unchanging true nature of reality. So there's a quality of unchangingness that is highlighted when describing the enlightened mind. And if you're going to symbolize that in the context of a ritual implement or garment, then you have to come up with some type of combination of shape and color that are appropriate elements of symbolism for that quality of changelessness. And in Tibet, or generally speaking, in regular in a regular worldly sense, the sky is often used as an example of changelessness. Something that never changes, or something whose presence never changes, is the sky. And in Tibet in particular, the sky has a very deep blue color. And so therefore, the color of deep blue was chosen to represent or to correlate with the quality of changelessness that is described as an attribute of the enlightened mind.
다들 지 background ceremony 체제 지 우시에 지 우선 제가 맞주나 다대야做的大概讲的是不能行的우시디 겨와 탐지기 투 요음에 춘이 처벌치기 왜 인도산에 다 우선 쟁겐디 주인비네야 급디도 우선 제외 걸려야 라수수기 다지 셈기 랑셰산라도 셈기 춘이 된 템퍼처체 근데 토안에 다지 친한기 딘디 디벌야 댄셔야 지 개바다 담바트 줄이야 지 급디도 지 춘이 기 된도하다 다듯이 용기여입니다 네 인주산다 디균세되네 다 이제기 간다 우셔대당디
And so in terms of the black crown ceremony, the black crown itself is used as a symbol that represents the changeless, enlightened mind, the wisdom of changeless true reality. And through this, it is said that those who bear witness to the black crown in the context of the black crown ceremony, through outer and inner interdependence, can come to if they are fortunate, their own mind, the reality of their own mind, which is the wisdom of changeless true reality. So by the outer and inner interdependence at play in the context of the black crown ceremony, and the interdependent relationship between symbol and that which is symbolized, fortunate students can come to realize the true nature of mind in this way.
다들 다디 제리아도 즉 단도 치주 차를 단도 즉다 조 미세 땅아랑 냠도 시가르다지 녜다 민주베다 정거때 ngaranle gelya da ji chonar kande chungba how connect with Akshobhya practice my personal connection andana singi tadi nyamne chege nengar karimba tadi ju tolin bina chidu chalya tege sor shune ya umendo something.
This afternoon, what my plan is for me to share with you more remarks about my own personal connection with the practice of Akshobhya, how I connected with it, how I feel that it's important, and so forth. I thought that it would be beneficial to share some thoughts with you and some remarks with you in this regard. And in addition to that, I would like to share with you what I feel to be some of the main key points of the practice of Akshobhya. So that will be in the afternoon session.
Sonamde tamje seba ne donai pomje ne gegana jeba la druba e sebe sonum jo jambe ba yu jedara gemba da kundo sambe de ande te da gunje jeso da lo je gewan lo no sangye gusum nye be la da chunye min gyuru den be Gendu mezendu bezala gezda robarashu